Hey, this is Malachi. It is all about the sex. It's all boils down to sex in relationships anyways, or in the beginning of relationships. Now I'm going to do my best to explain to you women on how to choose a good man. So take a little time with me. Now I'm bringing this up only because it's the new year. And because people like to make New Year's resolutions, so lose weight, find a better person in your life, these types of things, And a couple days ago, I shared this post. It's about 4 years old. Let me find it here. I should have had it already, but I'm not that organized. Well, I am organized, but I do things on the fly, So here we go. I found it. So 4 years ago, I made this statement. It was in regards to an article I read, probably about New Year's resolutions and people wanting to lose weight to find a better mate. I think that was the key to it. So what I said was this: my New Year's resolution, not to lose weight, but to gain it. The greatest women are like a sweet cake. And I just had cake because it's my birthday today. And my good mother bought me a cake. Of course, it's all gone now. You like that? These are the bowls I eat from. See, I'm not a typical guy, so you're going to have to bear with me on some things. I'm not your typical man. As you can see, I'm a musician, but I'm also an old school Renaissance dude. Yeah, I can build and fix anything. And I'm a good dad. I love being a dad. Anyways, let's go back to my things, what I was reading here. So let me start over. My New Year's resolution is not to lose weight, but to gain it. The greatest women are like a sweet cake. Beautiful, detailed, sweet, makes you happy, all things that fill you up inside. Okay? But the world has told us to stop. She's bad for you. She'll rot your teeth, make you fat. So many women are alone, right? The truth is this: each day you're with her, she'll feed your mind, body, and soul. So I say, if being filled up with greatness of a good woman means I'll be fat, then bring on the pounds. And what I was trying to do with this is trying to kind of help guys and gals get over this weight thing sometimes. But here's the thing. Like I said in the very beginning, it's always about sex. So women, why is there 100 men in front of you, 99 of them decent, and you pick the one that's a piece of shit? Well, I'll tell you why. Because internally in your mind, you really want a man that is a protector. You want a man who's strong. You want a man that's no BS. You want a man that will stand up and stand beside you and be what a good man is supposed to be. And hopefully you're searching for a man of God. Then he's going to be a good believer and bring forth that essence within your house, of course, and then obviously bring that within every aspect of your house and within your whole family. But the key thing is this: when you first see a man, especially men that play the role, there's men that play the role, and they kind of are like the bad boy. So women that choose bad boys, this is why you choose bad boys, because internally you're thinking, well, maybe he's a provider, maybe he's going to stick up for his family, he'll fight for his family, these kind of things. So it's a good internal want and desire, okay? But often what happens is you get fooled by boys who are not really, they're fakers, right? And so they know how to fake you into a situation to where you are, you're going to go to sleep with them. And sometimes women think, well, if he's a little bit of bad boy, a little bit of danger in him, he might be better in the sack. I don't know that on the man's side, but on the woman's side, I can tell you, anytime a woman starts talking to me about sex, I kind of know that they can't ever produce what they say. It's like a lot of this, but no, So it's like, to me, it's like, don't tell me, show me, like that. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is real life. We're having real discussions here. I'm a man. I'm 51 years old. I just turned 51. I'm talking to you as a real man of age and has been around. I've been around, and I've been with more than women I can count on a couple of my hands. Okay, so I kind of know. And I've been deceived a lot. So I'm also talking from a deceptive side, meaning this last year, this is what I did. And this is going to help you women understand good men. Last year, I decided, you know what? You know, every time I slim down, I always attract the bad ones. You know? Maybe beautiful, or maybe be the best looking things you've ever seen. I mean, a lot of even women say that my girlfriends and ex-wives and stuff, they all look great, you know? And that's great. That's good. Trophy stuff, there's no problem. We all want to be with somebody we find attractive. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But however, a year ago, I decided, you know what? I'm tired of this stuff. I'm tired of getting with women that don't really know me. They think they know me. They're attracted to me in certain ways, certain reasons, but they don't really know me, you know? So, well, I gained 30 pounds. And then I saw people for who they were, that they weren't interested. Here's the thing. I never changed. I'm still the same person. Matter of fact, a month of good sex, you'll drop 30 pounds. So when I reposted this thing, I actually changed it because earlier this month, I had a woman that was hounding me on Facebook. And she's the one that started asking me things. She's the one that wanted to date. She's the one that called. She's the one that did all these things. She found something attractive, right? Of course, since she met me, she saw that, well, my pictures don't lie. I mean, you can see that I'm a little overweight in pictures, so that shouldn't have been a big deal, right? I wouldn't think anyway. But then when I met, it's like, she goes, oh, you're too big. I don't think I'm that big. Let's see if I can do anything. I'm not that big. Yeah, I got a gut. But I've actually lost 15 pounds in the last 2 weeks. So anyways, because my year of putting something, you know, my year experiment is done. I'm done with it, okay? And I'm done with it because, for one, it's really hard to find people in this world that are real, right? And I'm sure with women, you'd say the same thing about men. It's hard to find a man that's real. But I'm going to tell you now, women, maybe you should stop looking at his gut and start looking at his soul. Start looking at his mind. Stop thinking about the sex. Because you know what? Well, I can't speak for other men. All I can speak for me is I've never had a problem with it. And you know, I know men that are my age that have to take blue pills, and not necessary with me. And you know, so and like I said, what I've always learned is when people talk too much about it, they're not really that great anyways. And really, if you really want to know the true essence of good sex, is if you know somebody and you really know them, you really love them. It's just the Bible says, men, love your wives. And then it says, women, respect your husband. Because that's all men need is respect. We don't need somebody to run around and say they love us all the time, which is nice to hear, but it's not necessarily a necessity. But we understand for women, you need to hear that. And obviously, if he does love you, he will say that. So I guess for the women who choose the wrong men, you need to stop thinking in your mind that you're going to get better sex from a bad boy, because you're not going to get better sex from a bad boy. You're probably going to get better sex from a guy that has a gut, which you can ask him. Even with the last woman that I just dated, she kind of said, well, you need to lose 30 pounds. I'm like, I had this discussion with you. I am like a person. I talk about everything. I don't care. I'm an open book. You know, I'm too old to be timid, and I don't care, because I've been around. I've done it all. I've seen it all. I've been all over the world. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun for me. Really, I've been broke, living in a storage unit on the street, and I've lived in multi-million-dollar homes. I've been a multi-millionaire. I've had it, I've lost it, been everything in between. So I have a pretty good perspective on life and how I want to live it and what I want my partner to be within it. Okay, so I guess with this New Year's little sharing with women is this. Yes, it's all about the sex, but get that out of your head right away. Also get out of your head this thing too. I talked to one woman who has 4 kids. Now, I like her. She's okay, but it's like, so when somebody says to me, I'm not going to have sex until I'm married, and you're 50 years old, and you've had 4 kids with 2 different men, and you're now telling a guy that might be a decent man for you, that now he has to follow these guidelines, but you never had the guidelines set up before, but you're only setting up the guidelines now because you didn't set them up before, but this guy has to pay for all the other things that happened before. You're not going to get a good man. You're going to get a man that's going to try to weasel his way in there. Because I was talking to my mom the other day. She was talking about a guy that was saying to her, I don't want to have sex with you until we're married. Well, he just wanted to get married so he could have her and then, then be a leech. You know what I mean? So, and another thing about marriage too. If a woman, I challenge any woman, you go in the Bible and you tell me where it ever said that marriage has to be with a piece of paper. Now, I know people don't like to hear that because they don't really understand what I'm talking about. But what it is, let me tell you what marriage is before I close out. If you've lasted this long without being pissed off and closing me out, I will know by your comments, okay? And I will tell you to watch the whole video. Let me tell you about the role of men and women. God never intended to judge women the same way he judges men, ever. I think God intended to view women the same way he does children. And that is, he finds them kind of guiltless. He doesn't judge a child the same way as he judges me. And he didn't want to judge women that way either. You know why? Because you're the ones that create the child. Women have something about them and a nurturing spirit that men can never have. And that's a gift from God, okay? So God, therefore, was never going to judge you the same way because that gift that you have is so unique unto its own that men, we can't even comprehend it, but God does. So anyways, so women, the whole issue with women is if I had a daughter and until she finds a man and goes to him, she's under my protection as a dad, as an earthly father. So if she leaves and then finds a husband, right? Now he's her covering. So in both transactions, there's a protection over her because God wanted them protected, just like he wants children protected. So, and it was, and if a woman left the husband on her own, she just left on her own, she would still be bound to the first man because he was really the one that was the covering over her. She chose to leave. That was the whole issue with women being married multiple times and who was the original husband in heaven and all this kind of stuff, right? But if a man kicks her out, so if a man then gets rid of her, then God becomes her covering. You get what I'm saying? So the whole thing was never about a piece of paper. It was about God not wanting a woman to be uncovered and be under the hardship of the world. He wanted to protect them. Okay? So that's the way it is. And that's probably the reason why, and here's another thing women won't like, but that's probably the reason why there's a lot of men back in the Bible days, they had more than one wife. It wasn't about, it wasn't just all about sex. I guess it always is about sex. And let me tell you, women, you get with a decent guy, if you learn their mind and their heart and their soul and figure out who they really are, the sex will blow you away. You won't even know what to do, right? But you gotta choose the right one. You choose the boy that's pretending to be a man, You ain't even going to come close to what you're going to get from a real man. That's just the way it is. But the reason why men of those ages had more than one wife is because he could be the covering of more than one wife. And that was the thing. But I'm not going to get into that either, because we live in such a twisted, messed up, and turned around, upside down world. It's very, very hard to have real deep biblical discussions about things that in reality have only changed in their perspective and their outlook over the last 120 years, maybe I would say the max 500 years, but because prior to that, it was kind of the way the Bible is, you know. Not saying that I would like to have more than one wife, because I can't even keep one, okay? So, no, I would like to have one good one that might open their eyes a little bit. Not like this last woman I dated. Oh, she likes everything. Oh, everything's perfect. Oh, but you gotta lose 30 pounds. Really? Okay. Well, I could say something back, but then that would be mean, and I'm not a mean person. So I just smiled and said, you know what? I appreciate your time and effort, but in reality, I didn't even want to date in the first place. But I thought, I'll see. Anyways, I don't know how well this video is going to play. Could play good, could play bad. I think what I'm going to start doing anyways, I'm going to start just doing Buford B. Billy Bob videos from now on, because you know what? It's just, and I've been hinting on this now for a while in some of my videos. I'm done. I really am. I'm kind of disgusted with how everything is out there in the world, and I'm not hiding from the world. But I'm also thinking, well, I don't get very many views anyways, and not saying that the views I get don't mean anything, because they mean everything. Trust me, they really do. I appreciate everybody that corresponds. But at the same time, it's like, I don't need to be in front of a camera, you know. It's not my thing. I don't have to be, you know. I've gotten, I am a performer. I've been on stage. I love performing, but I don't have to perform. So I guess I don't like playing games. It's like the whole relationship thing I was just talking about. Women, if you really want a good man, you might want to look for the one that he does care. Not saying that he doesn't, but he doesn't. It's not a need, you know. So maybe you should ask some questions. What are you looking for? Do you really want this? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, get an honest answer. Anyways, that's all I can say. Hopefully your New Year's resolution works out great for you all. You lose all the weight that you wanted to lose. You get whatever it is that you needed to get. And if it was to find a woman, if you're a man, or if you're a woman to find a man, if you're any of the other ones, I don't give a crap about you. So if you're a woman trying to find a man, not saying withhold from sex, but I'm thinking, don't think just because he doesn't make you all wet inside immediately that it's not going to be good sex. Is that as blunt as I can put it? So, anyways, Malachi signing out. Hug your kids. Call your parents, go see a neighbor, repent and be baptized, and read your word, you know. There you go. Ask God, you know, let him guide you. Let him really guide you. Not go, Lord, bring me a good man that's going to be all these perfect things. And then when he comes your way, you're going, yeah, but if you lose like 30 pounds, you know, you're kind of screwing yourself, literally. Because you're going to grow up and you're going to be alone. And you know what? Moving a couch when you're 70 is impossible. And then you're going to have guys like me, because I am in construction, come over and do some work for you. And unfortunately, because of the way the market is, and unfortunately, because I'm a business, I have to charge you. Unless, you know, I feel led to do it for nothing, which I normally do. I do things for free half the time. Not all the time. Half the time. Anyways. Guys, all have a good one. Have a great new year. Hey, spend more time with your family. Talk more with your parents. Go see your neighbor. Just spend more time with people because, people can go. People can die. A lot of people are going to die alone. I see it. And a lot of women, you're all going to die alone. Get over it. Find a good man. Not all men are abusive. But not all men are a little talkative either. Even in the animal kingdom, it's the same way. Most males grunt, and most females yak. Like ducks. Female ducks. Male ducks. Kind of real life. All right, see ya.
See it through. people are slaves. 430 years have gone, still they seem to carry beyond the ways that made them slave. Walking from the stars, from the shifting sands, to live with you. That